So what's up guys, this is going to be a voiceover for a arm day walkthrough, and I'm pretty much going to explain what I do on an arm day, how I kind of program an arm day and why I do the things I do and how do I switch it up and so on. It's basically just my arm programming sort of, but I'd probably go in depth in another video on this topic rather than in this video. This is just going to be explaining the workout pretty much. Otherwise, training going pretty good, hitting some PRs on deadlifts and hitting some PRs on the squats as well. So pretty much like overall I feel like I'm making progress. The end of the bulk is going well. There isn't much left, a few months left of the bulk, but I still have plenty of months to make some progress, and then we're gonna cut down. But anyways, to the video. So first of all, I just did some incline curls, did 3 sets of those. I usually do 3 to 5 sets depending, and then I might or might not do another movement after it. So basically incline curls just to get that weighted stretch on the bicep. I try to have my weekly bicep movement so I can have that weighted stretch. I can have a peak movement for my biceps, and then I can have a movement where I just get a heavy loading, so like a straight bar curl or easy bar curl with a lot of weight. Here I'm just doing some straight bar curls, and I did about 3 sets of 12 with 30 kilos here. I didn't want to do too heavy. I wanted to focus on technique and just getting the weight up properly and just handling it. And I felt pretty fatigued because I did incline curls with a pretty heavy weight already. So I do overall feel like the forearm training is coming out, and the bicep training, like I don't feel hugely a lot bigger in my arms, but I feel like I've toned down a lot. Like I can see a lot more veins. Like the vascularity is very nice, at least with a pump on and even without a pump. But I feel like I've definitely started making some progress here. I haven't made much size progress, but granted I haven't tested out this arm day and arm training for a while, so I still need to keep this a lot more time. I haven't really been training arms seriously for like a year or something to see a lot of progress. And I'm not obviously bulking an insane amount. I'm eating like semi normally, like I'm only eating at a small surplus so I can keep the lean bulk actually lean. Then after these straight bar curls, I pretty much just went into like pec flies, and I did those mainly just for the reason of I want to get some extra chest hypertrophy sets in, and I just thought, why not throw them on this day? I mean, here I'm just trying to avoid like recruiting my delts as well as my triceps, because I'm just gonna isolate the tricep by itself so I can focus on the tricep itself, not just get some like bench volume. I don't want to overuse my shoulders. My shoulders were pretty messed up as of late anyway, or at least my other shoulder from like doing lateral raises and everything, just a lot of volume. Here I'm just going into some triceps after the pec flies so that I can get some long head of the tricep movements going. I mostly just train the long head nowadays, and then a little bit of short head, not a lot, because I get the short head kind of from bench pressing and other stuff. But I do short head maybe like once a week, volume wise. Mostly I just focus on the long head after that. So like these tricep movements would be like the double rope push downs, and then the French press, and you can do the easy bar version of this behind the head as well. After this I did some more biceps, so then we're going into like a spider curl, and this is to get the peak movement for the bicep. And personally I really enjoy these, and I feel like I've definitely made some quick gains on these. As soon as I started doing these, I noticed the difference, because in these I feel like these kind of are more out of less weight type of movement, where I feel like I can really focus on the contraction of the peak of the bicep without having to struggle so much. Now as far as like my variations go during the week, as I said, I have to I usually do the heavy loading peaks, and then I do weighted stretch. So then I have a bunch of variations that I do throughout the week, so for all those different things. And that's pretty much how I program my arms. as far as this arm day goes, my volume is about, I think I did about like around 9 sets of biceps here in total in this specific day. Usually varies between like 7 to 10 sets pretty much, depending on like fatigue and all these other things. So I do feel like my vascularity looks pretty good here. Like I'm definitely feeling a bit more toned down, I guess you could say, on the biceps and arms in general. So it's definitely starting to come out slowly, and the arm gains from the arm days have definitely been showing up for sure. After these, I pretty much went into some forearms, so I did some wrist curls and then I had some wrist extensions, so I'm trying to get both areas hit. Personally, I've started liking these since I saw Basement Bodybuilding doing these. I really like this movement, just for the free movement of the wrist, so I feel like my wrist isn't getting like overly taxed, or I'm not getting any injuries to deal with my wrist. So that's what feels nice with these. And I feel like you can go to failure really easily, and it's very low fatigue compared to like a double hand wrist curl. So I really prefer doing these. And then I usually do reverse curls and maybe some other variations alongside the wrist extensions. The wrist extensions themselves, I go pretty light on these, and honestly it's not that interesting of a movement. It's pretty much just as it looks. I mean, you just extend the wrist, and I find that these feel really good as like a recovery movement even for the forearms and your wrists, because it does the opposite movement of the wrist curl, so it helps a bit, at least with my arms. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that's pretty much my arm day. I just wanted to make a walkthrough of my arm day that I'm doing. It's pretty much this with some kind of volume and intensity, as well as movement variation every week. So this is pretty much what I do. Maybe I'll go more in depth into my program in later videos, but either way, thank you for watching, and hope you have a good rest of your day.